festival is ending soon. Ah, sad. If only Monica was self-aware and knew enough about coding to not just have coded herself around, but to also just let the festival go on forever. It's rather early, only being around 15, but 15 o'clock, but these things never lasted that long anyway. Sorry, I was thinking for a moment about when like my school ended. 15 and a little earlier was like the norm. 15:20 was like the end of the 8th lesson. And we usually had like 7. On one day 6, and on one day 8, at least for the last stuff. Beforehand, we usually had like 6 or 7. I remember, I believe during 10th or 11th class we had, no, during, it had to be 9th or 10th, we had like, no, I think we only ever had 8 lessons a day in a week as like the maximum, at least, well, in like the classes I was in. I know around the last time we had like 8 lessons one day. And on one day 6 lessons, and that was a very special day. That's why I remember it pretty clearly. But I wouldn't really know. This is my first time ever going to the festival. You know, I turned to Monica. We're both chilling on the roof. I was noticing that. She said she wanted to tell me something, but she hasn't started speaking yet, so I took the opportunity to speak my mind. I never went to the festivals. I would usually stay home and watch anime or something, but not this time, because this time I had a reason to show up. I had a purpose. It was the club. I put a hand on my chin and tried to formulate my words. I never really wanted to join a club, but I was convinced after our first meeting. The way you guys looked after I said I didn't want to join, it made me feel guilty. And yeah, I'll admit it, I joined out of guilt. Yeah. But that wasn't why I stayed. I stayed because I want to get you, well, because I want to get to know you all better. You all warmed me up to it rather quickly. I like discussing literature with Yuri. I like talking about manga with Natsuki, and I like being able to spend some more time with Sayori. And you, Monica? Well, once again tried to think about my next words. Back when we shared the class together, I figured you were just another popular girl. Some person that spits on peasants or whatever. But spending time with you made me realize how wrong I was. You're different, Monica. And I'm really glad to have gotten to know you better. After I let the word spaghetti fall out of my mouth, Monica continued to stare intently at me. She closed her eyes and dashed forward. And upon feeling something on my lips, I opened my eyes wide in shock. She's kissing me. Holy shit, Monica's kissing me! Not knowing what to do, I go for my gut and kiss her back. It's awkward, sloppy, we're both inexperienced. But it's not bad. I can't say I didn't enjoy it. Monica broke it off, and we both took some time to catch our breath. She's blushing, but so am I. I really like you, John. I have for a little while now. Huh? You like me? Like, how so? I love you, John. Why? Since when? I'm not angry. Why would I be? I'm just so confused. It's been a little while. How long? Well, you see, back when you shared a class together, I always looked at you with curiosity. You're a bit of a recluse. Someone who clearly didn't want to be the center of attention. But that only made me want to get to know you more. I would try to sit closer to you in class, try to strike up a few conversations every now and then. But you either didn't notice or didn't care. I think back on a few times I paid attention in class. Shoot, I completely blew her off. Monica, I didn't mean to. It's fine. It's in the past at this point. Sure, but it's the principle of the thing. Monica, John, I told you it's okay. You had a pretty good reason for not wanting to talk to me. She looked away and whispered, I never spit on any peasants, though. I rubbed my neck and chuckled nervously. Monica sighed. Eventually, I gave up. It was an unrequited friendship. I never stopped thinking about you, though. In the time between me giving up, the school year ending, and you joined the club, I continued to think. I thought about what I could have done better, the mistakes I made. The constant was also me questioning why. Questioning the why. The why? Why were so ingrained into my thoughts. And slowly it came to me. She hesitated. Slowly I realized I had fallen in love with you. High school crushes happen quickly. Wow. And it... Well, it made me really sad to know that I could never have that love returned. It was hopeless. We didn't have any classes together this year, and I didn't know where you spent your time. And then I trailed off, which allowed Monica to finish my thought. And then you joined the literature club. I was so happy that day. I felt like kissing you right on the spot. But I couldn't. I definitely couldn't. You had no interest in me. I already knew that. But eventually, I got my chance. Today. She nodded. Yep, exactly. I could hang out with you during the festival. I could get close to you and ask you to come to the roof. I would tell you my feelings, and then we would ride off into the sunset. I smiled. Clearly not everything came to fruition. I kind of went against my own plan. She chuckled nervously. Well, what you said. It made me really happy, but it also made me really excited. Nervous too. So he acted. I sat in stunned silence. Monica, I'm having a hard time believing it, really. She's in love with me. Hell, she improved it. That speech. And the kiss especially. Is this... Are we dating now? Is that how this works? Do I want to date Monica? I mean, yeah. I've always wanted a girlfriend. What guy doesn't? Gay guys. Average guys. Guys that are currently trying to figure out other things. I've been lonely my whole life. This is your chance, John. So, will you go out with me? They say in life to take it easy. Take it easy. But take it! Yeah. Monica rushed forward, smiled wide, and gave me a bear hug. I, not knowing what to do really, awkwardly hung back. After a few moments, she backed up slightly. Anyway, I have to get going. What? Where to? It's not very late, but I can't imagine she would make plans on the day of the festival. I have a swim meet in a few hours. Swim meet? I began to imagine Monica in a swimsuit. At first, I didn't think much of it. It was nice, but she wasn't my girlfriend now, right? This isn't creepy. Oh, and then Yuri popped into his mind. Monica giggled upon seeing my cheeks turn bright red. You can come watch if you want. Oh, good idea. The first step to being a great boyfriend is to show support for your loved ones. Sure, I'll be there. Way to show your confidence. I cleared my throat and continued. Is it at the public pool? No, it's at my mansion. I froze. Relax, I was just kidding. Yes, it's at the public pool. Around 16:45, so it's not too long from now. She turned to walk to the roof exit and waved. I'll see you then. I'll catch ya. I pulled out my phone to look up the directions to this place until I remembered. Hey, wait! Monica turned around as she was holding open the door. Yes? Isn't it a little too cold for a swim meet? It's November. Thanks for hurrying, but the pools are indoors. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. They want us to do swim all year, so they took advantage of the indoor pools. It can get tiring, but I like to swim, so I don't really mind. Swimming is one of the only sports I can do without pain. Like a bit of weightlifting and stuff too, and like a few things for my back and my back and my stomach muscles, but like I can't really do anything with jogging or anything like that. And I never really built muscle. And besides, swimming is fun. Fair enough then. Anyway, I gotta go. See ya. Turns around and walks through the roof exit door. I wave limply and slowly put my hand down afterwards. I began to try and process what exactly had occurred. I got a girlfriend. And it's Monica! Whoa! Monica ran through the halls of the school, holding her head in her hands. She didn't care that she was breaking the rules. No running in the halls, they say. Whatever. She just wanted to be alone. She needed to think. And that pink... Yuri, slow down! That pink bread isn't helping. Interesting. Yuri rammed her shoulder into the women's bathroom door. While it hurt, it allowed for a quick entrance. She quickly ran to a nearby stall, entered, and locked the door behind her. Yuri, hey, no! She slapped a hand over her mouth. Calm down. Natsuki. Yuri took a deep breath. Natsuki, I appreciate what you're trying to do. Please just leave me alone for a little while. For a bit there's no response. The silence is broken by Natsuki exhaling in defeat. Alright. She hesitated. Whatever. I'll see you later, Yuri. Goodbye. Natsuki walked away, mumbling something about being alone. But Yuri didn't pay much attention to it. Sorry. Instead, she sat down on the floor of the bathroom, not caring about how dirty it was. She put her fingers to her nose and massaged it. You passed out. And in front of John. God, he probably thinks you're some kind of weirdo. Who just faints. I do. And it's because of a little public speaking. Well, that's great. On top of being a weirdo, he definitely thinks I'm some kind of scaredy cat. Well, you are. Yuri, the scared little girl. Can't talk to somebody without breaking down. And can't talk to many without losing consciousness. And all of it in front of her greatest friend. Friend? Is John my friend? It's all just confusing. I doubt that. You never believe we are friends. Would he believe we're friends? If he doesn't consider me as friend, would he even want to? After the day, she'd be surprised. So I'm currently trying to fully manage who would want to be friends with her. A scared, weak little girl. Because it's like her internal monologue, but it's like out of a narrator. She began to breathe even harder. It was getting harder and harder to suck air into her lungs, and the vision was getting rather cloudy. You reached into her back pocket and pulled out a small handkerchief. Red in color, it had a nice sewn-on picture of a butterfly. It was a gift from her mother. Upon unraveling it, she grabbed the razor blade she kept inside. Sorry, Mama. She pulled back her sleeve and slowly put the cold metal to her arm. Just a little bit. Her hands shook as she took a deep breath. In one fluid motion, she sucked in a big breath of air and swiped the blade across her skin. She winced and just watched as the blood quickly flowed from the affected area. But she forgot all of that as she took it in. The rush. The endorphins. She exhaled, and her pupils dilated. As the metallic scent filled her nostrils and the blood dripped to the floor, she began to feel lightheaded. She let her muscles relax as her breathing slowed. Her eyelids got heavy, and she took in another deep breath. I needed that. After the day, she chuckled. You thought you could have a big day like this without doing it. I knew you could do it. She muttered sarcastically and then sniffled. The rush was slowly leaving, and she could feel herself falling back down to earth. She looked at the floor, blood all over the floor, and winced. Ew. She grabbed a handkerchief and dabbed at the wound, cleaning up a minor amount of the crimson liquid. She reached into her purse and pulled out a roll of bandages, along with a small bottle of peroxide. She wet the handkerchief with some, and upon putting it to her cut, winced. She never liked disinfecting the wound. She bandaged her arm quickly, pulled back her sleeve, and cleaned up the blood on the floor with some toilet paper. I like that they pointed out the endorphin rush. Sorry, but like some people also say it's like adrenaline, but like the adrenaline is not exactly what like eases your pain. It's the endorphins. And that if you have enough or something, I don't know, the majority of like friends I have like doing like intense situations where they get like really badly hurt, they don't feel fucking any type of like, not just like, not relating to like anything self-harm related here, just apparently people are supposed to not feel pain during a car crash or when they get stabbed, but my friends have been stabbed and they still felt all of it. So I don't know. I don't know that I'm allowed to say that because I almost said getting stabbed isn't too uncommon, but I would hope that's not exactly the case. It's just you can't really identify much out of saying someone was stabbed and they did feel pain because of it, and there was no real endorphin rush that was mending anything for any of like their, especially their serious injuries. And one was in a bit of a car crash, and there was nothing much. There was just pain apparently. So I don't know. I've tried asking about it before on like the internet, but there's like nothing I can find about it. About why my friends would not really experience like this type of something that allows them to move quicker. They still move quick and efficient with the pain, which I'm assuming could be because of the adrenaline, but like you're supposed to also have the endorphins so that you don't focus on the pain so you can function and protect yourself more easily. But my friends don't experience it. And it makes them feel really awful when they like look it up and they find out that they can't find anything about the fact that it's not working for them. And they genuinely feel like there's something wrong with them for that as well. Like they know each other now and know that they're other people, but there's nothing you can find about it on the internet really. And then there are people that are like, when you cut yourself it doesn't hurt, and it's like, yes it fucking hurts, and it's like you can't really find any articles about it, and it's, I remember sometimes we like sometimes use the same accounts for like our internet and stuff, and I remember once seeing that they like one of my friends really desperately tried to find anything related to this like feeling of no matter what you do, no matter if it's blunt pain or sharp pain or like you wish, I don't know, in whatever situation you got that you like injured or hurt or anything like that, you feel pain even though you shouldn't be because endorphins should be kicking and it doesn't happen, and there was just no results that really explained anything. So I feel like another major reason why it's like inconvenient is because it has become inconvenient when sometimes in the hospital when they not believe that they are in pain, because they should be not in pain right now. Whether you believe that this person is in pain or not, if they're like now, I don't know, catastrophizing or whatever, if this person is currently incapable of functioning properly because they're in pain, and whatever they're experiencing, they really feel like they're in pain, and you perpetually tell them, you're not in pain, now let me do this, causes you even more pain, you're not doing anything. At least nothing good. Sorry, I needed to say that real quick, because I feel like that's one of the major reasons why it has like become such a big topic in our friend group sometimes. Because of the way that sometimes people treat like situations like these. Especially professionals that should like just, if this person is in pain, whether you like think it would be possible or not, whatever, this person is clearly expressing that they're in pain, do something with that. But yeah, anyway, all I really wanted to say is that I like pointed out that it's endorphins that do that, not adrenaline. Sorry, I went on a whole rant about endorphins there. She walked out of the stall, and on her way out of the bathroom, she stared at herself in the mirror. She saw her cloudy eyes and running makeup. You don't have makeup on. She never should have put that on. She sighed. You're a freak, Yuri. She wiped the black liquid into the arm of her sweater. Freaks don't deserve to feel pretty. You walked out the bathroom thinking about the past few moments in shame. She walked along the lone hallways, feeling as if she were floating. Fascia would be a good idea. She thought about the quickest spot she could go for some. She's on the 3rd floor, right? Ah, the rooftop, and the sea still is like the MC still there? Like she's on the 3rd floor, right? The exit is a ways away. I can probably head to the roof. Yuri smiled at the thought. Yeah. She began to move with more pep in her step as she walked to the roof stairs. She walked up to the aforementioned set of stairs and opened the door. Upon opening the door, she was met with a less than wanted sight. 2 of her closest friends, engaging in acts fitting for a couple. Yuri slowly closed the door and walked back downstairs so she saw us kissing, huh? Upon getting into a space where she was alone, she fell to the ground and began to cry. She didn't know why, but after seeing that she felt defeated. She felt hurt. Hurt beyond real belief. As Monica's swim meet had ended a few minutes ago, we were walking home together. It was nice outside. We're back to ourselves, I'm assuming. Dark, but nice. I hadn't checked my phone in a little while, so I was unsure half the time, but I knew it had to be late. If the sky were anything to go off, at least. Though, for recent it had been. Winter always fucks with the day and night cycle. It very well could have been 1730. Though I guess everything today is questionable. Who the hell has a swim meet in the wintertime? As I thought this, Monica tapped my shoulder. Sorry if this is a weird question, but where are we going? Wait, where are we going? I don't know. I was kind of following you. And I was following you. For some reason, I'm currently imagining them as they walk into each other. There's a small moment of silence. How about we go to your place? Bad move. You never want to go to a girl's house on the first date. Why not? We just started dating and you already want to come over? Yeah, okay, maybe. Maybe it's just like that because my friends and I just already go to each other's places all the time. So If people here started dating, it would be nothing new to go to their places. Didn't your mother ever teach you manners? I knew it. But she giggles. Giggled. We're the past! Or like, early word, whatever. I wonder what that noise is. I'm just kidding, John. We can go to my house if you want. I mean, if you don't want to, we don't have to. Who said I didn't want you to come over? I coughed. Right. We continued the rest of the walk there in relative silence, save for the occasional direction from Monica. It was serene. The night sky was beautiful, and the light from the poles and lit houses made for the perfect vibe. Even though it was like a scene from a shitty romance movie, I was having the time of my life. Arrived at her house only a few minutes later. Her place was pretty close by, or maybe it wasn't. I wouldn't know. I hadn't been timing a CrossFit jog or anything like that. Well, here's my stop. Already very adjusted to this being like Natsuki's house due to the exit musics. There's once again a moment of silence. Monica smiled and looked away nervously. I know I said we could hang out here, but I believe my parents are home. I think we should just part ways here, if that's okay. I nodded. That's fine. Monica smiled. I had a really good time tonight, John. And I hope we can do it again sometime soon. But for now, Monica pecked me on the cheek, quickly pulling me back afterwards. Bye-bye. She slowly put a hand to my cheek as John unlocked her door. I slowly put a hand to my cheek as Monica unlocked her door. That felt a little rushed. Are her parents hawks or something? Oh, and one last thing. Monica turned back to face me. Yeah? I really like your hair. You should come in more often. She entered the house and quickly shut the door. We will continue being Leon Kennedy. I suppose now John Kennedy. She entered her house and quickly shut the door. I was once again left to ponder, which I felt I had done many times by this point. I just remembered where exactly I got the Kennedy from. The John Kennedy. Or just not exactly the exact name. I just remembered it. Today was a good day. No. Today was a great day. I turned around and began walking in the direction of my neighborhood, the smile never leaving my face. At least until the home stretch. It was then that it hit me like a pile of bricks. Shit. I hope Yuri is okay. Aw. Oh man, we totally left her behind back there. Should probably give her a call. I don't know if she's exactly up to that right now. I should probably give her a call. Sorry, my mind just wandered off there. That's a good idea. I pulled out my cell phone and pressed the power button. Nothing. Damn it! Sorry, I kept it very quiet there. It's dead! I groaned. I shoved it back in my pocket. I hardly even used you today, you piece of shit. I sighed and put both my hands in my pockets. I'll have to ask her tomorrow. I don't know her address and my phone will rapidly die if I use it while it's charging. Ugh. The one time I actually need a phone and it's dead. Wonderful. I gotta ask for a new one sometime soon, I muttered to myself. Well, whatever. This doesn't take away from the day I've had. It was still good. Chapter 2. First Date. Oh my god. Now it doesn't even take stupid ringtones for me to get scared anymore. Ring! Oh! Oh. You've gotta be kidding me. I didn't shut my alarm off? I groaned. We don't even have school today. What about Yuri? Well, now that I'm awake, fat chance I'm falling back under. I sat up slowly and looked around my room. Yeesh. Well, I think I know what I should be doing today. Spring. November cleaning. Might as well do something responsible for once. I have a girlfriend now. What if she comes over and sees this pixie? It's to the curb with me. Well, might as well get moving. I tossed the covers off and stood up quickly. Whoa! I fell back onto my bed, having lost my balance. I stood back up when I felt good enough to walk. That's how I feel. All the time. Daylight's a-wastin'. After getting dressed, showering, and combing my hair, I walked downstairs to begin my attempt at cleaning up this place. First stop, the kitchen. Now, while it did look clean to the untrained eye, I opened a nearby cabinet and watched an old container of ramen noodles fall out. Yeah. Yui had come over recently, and instead of actually cleaning instead of actually cleaning myself from 2 days ago. Anyway, past me had decided the best course of action was to shove everything away in various closets and cabinets. It gave the illusion of being clean, so Yuri didn't question anything. Which, while I'm thankful for, she could only get me so far. I know that she knew. I just hoped her opinion of me hadn't changed. I sat and rapidly scratched the back of my head. Cleaning. Gotta clean. I turned on some music and grabbed the trash bag from under the sink. When I was about halfway through cleaning my bathroom, I heard someone ring the doorbell. Who? I walked out of the bathroom and into the main part of my bedroom. I then walked over to my window and peeked through the blinds, which gave me full view to the front porch. It's Yuri? And she's in her uniform. Interesting. What is she doing here? I saw her reach up to knock and realized that I was still standing around like an idiot. I tossed off my gloves and raced downstairs to greet her. I flung open the door with reckless abandon. Crap, I did it again! First at the festival, and now in my own home. John, you scared me quite a bit there. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to. Oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean to. I just saw you at the door and got a little excited. Smooth. That's okay, John. I don't fault you at all. That's good, but I'll still apologize. You yelled. Thank you, then. It means a lot to me. The dad was momentarily lost in thought. Though, if you don't mind me asking, how did you know I was at your door? Oh, my window gives me a great view of my porch. I saw you walk up. That makes sense, then. That's just like Romeo and Juliet, isn't it? Wait, I didn't mean... I smiled and blushed a little myself. It's fine, Yuri. I coughed. No, I'm done. Yeah. You're courting Monica anyway. Even if we wanted to, we couldn't. Oh, what am I saying? I'll just stop talking now. Good idea, Yuri. Let's change the subject. Anyway, what are you doing here? Oh, right. Well, it's a little embarrassing. Mary thought today was a school day. I was a little disoriented after yesterday. And I was on my commute over when I remembered. Said commute takes me through the neighborhood. So I thought I'd just come by for a quick visit. Let you know that I recovered well from my accident. Shoot, I had planned to call and ask how you were doing. Damn it, I completely forgot. Jesus Christ, dude. Some friend I am. You did? She blushed and smiled. Well, thank you. Just the thought itself means a lot. That's not the outcome I expected. Well, of course. You're my friend. I care about you. She giggled. I'm happy to hear that. Happy to say it. Anyway, I have to get going. It was nice to see you, John. Oh, of course. And it was nice to see you too. Yuri nods and then turns around to walk off. But then she stops and turns back around. Sorry, I forgot something. She reaches into her pocket and pulled out a piece of paper, then handed it to me. Before I could ask what it was, she practically ran off. Farewell! See you later? I closed the door and was left back to my empty house. I opened up the piece of paper. It was her poem from the festival. The nice little poem. Why would she give it to me, though? Because you helped her during the festival and it meant a lot to her. And of course she's like in love with you, but even just the act of kindness already can mean a lot to someone. Give me a second. There had to have been a reason. Wait, hold on. There was a note written at the bottom of the page. Oh. Other side. I flipped a piece of paper. Salutations. Hello. I want you to have this. You seem to really like it. If your compliments were anything to go off of. So I hope you like it. Yuri. Well, that's kinda sweet. Well, what am I saying? Kinda. This is really sweet. I smiled. I folded up the piece of paper and put it in my pocket for safekeeping. Then sighed. Back to it, I guess. Okay, back to perspective change. As Yura walked away from John's house, she was lost in thought. The words, "You're my friend, I care about you," bounced around in her head. They made her smile with glee. He really is my friend. She felt like a little girl again. She made a friend! Though, while that made her happy, why did it hurt a little bit? Sorry. She hoped you enjoyed the poem. I was back to work in the bathroom. Why is there so much dust everywhere? After a few minutes of anger dusting, my phone had begun to ring. I sighed. Wonder what that could be. I pulled my phone and checked the call ID. Oh, it's Monica. I swept my finger across the screen and put it to my ear. Hello? Hey, John! I walked into my bedroom, taking my gloves off as I did so. I held the phone to my ear, using my head. Sorry to call and immediately ask something of you. But do you know where Yuri is? Yeah, Sayori didn't, and neither did you or Natsuki. Since I live super close, I even went over to her house. Nothing. So I was hoping you... She trailed off, but I picked up on what she was saying. Oh yeah, I do know where she is. But couldn't you have just called her? She didn't pick up, which is why I went on this whole crusade in the first place. But you said you know where she is? Can I trouble you to tell me? She was just at my place. She said she had forgotten there wasn't any school today, and since my house was on the way to school, she wanted to stop by and tell me how she was doing. Considering the whole passing out thing. Oh, that's great! Thank you for letting me know. That saves me a lot of trouble. I had wanted to ask her myself, but if she's doing okay, then that makes me happy. Happy to help? Monica giggled. Yes, thank you for helping. There was a long moment of silence, due to neither of us knowing where to go with this conversation. I coughed. So, oh yeah, the other thing! Other thing? Sean, may I come over to your house? I raised an eyebrow, even if she couldn't see it. Sure, but any specific reason why? She huffed. I want to see my boyfriend. Surely that's reason enough? I chuckled at her teasing. Sure then. Yay! There's some more stuff I have to do, but by the time you get here, everything should be in order. Sounds good. See you in an hour or so? Sounds like a plan, Lee Stanley. She laughed. You're a good ball. But that's why I love you. Mwah. She kissed into the phone. Mwah. Mwah. I accidentally kissed back, unsure of my actions. Bye-bye. After that, she hung up the phone. Alright, well, seems I have to hurry up and finish cleaning. There is no time to lose. Around an hour and a half later, I was finally finished. I wiped my brow to make a point, despite my house being cold and this work not being too strenuous. But I was still happy to be done. I put another layer of the deodorant just to be sure, fixed my hair, and walked downstairs. I sat down on my couch and booted up a video game console. Monica wasn't there yet, so why not use some of my free time? Once it turned on, I checked my downloads. Sweet, it's finished. I opened the game I purchased last night and watched as two logos showed up on my television. After the two logos, I saw the name of the game and the title screen. Two people were present, a male and a female. I looked at the male. We really do have the same haircut. Huh. After that, I navigated through the menus. And then started the game. Ding dong! That must be Monica. I set down the controller to go greet her at the door. I think it's kind of a bit confusing sometimes with the present and past, because sometimes it's like his actual thoughts, and then sometimes it's like him explaining it in the past. I smiled and opened the door. John! Hey, Monica. It's good to see you. Good to see you too. She coughed. So, yeah? May I come in? Of course! I moved to the side to allow her entrance. Sorry about that. No harm, no foul. Monica walked past and into my humble abode. Make yourself at home. I just cleaned up, so I hope you're not too disgusted. She giggled. Everything seems in order so far. You know how I get about cleanliness after all. I chuckled. That I do, girl. So it's just looking at the... Whatever. I was looking at something, sorry. Monica continued exploring the house. Until her eyes landed on my video game. Uh-oh. I'm not sure how she feels about video games. But you know what? Who cares? If she doesn't approve, what's the big deal? That's not her business. Oh, I love this game! It seems that they wanted to... I can't tell if they wanted to... If it was a mistake or if they made the text a bit shorter before the skip so that people can read it properly. Excuse me? She sat on the couch and picked up the controller. Oh, sorry about that, but do you mind if I... She gestured to the television. Oh, totally! Feel free! Thanks! I sat down next to her as she unpaused and watched as she tried to adjust herself to the controls. Used to playing this with a GameCube controller. Wow. What? I didn't expect a girl like me to be into this sort of thing, huh? I twiddled my thumbs. She giggled. Well, I'm not really. It's actually my papa that got me into this sort of thing. Your dad likes this stuff? Yep. Believe it or not, he's a total nerd. We both chuckled. I used to watch him play these kinds of games all the time when I was a little girl. And to say it simply, I was entranced. Call me sadistic, but watching him tear through wave after wave of enemies was satisfying. On my 13th birthday, he finally let me play, and wow, that was probably the second happiest day of my life. Second? If that was your second, what was the first? She paused the game, turned to me and smiled. She kissed me on the cheek. The day I met you! Monica quickly turned back to the game, definitely trying to play off what just happened. My face rapidly heated up after that, and I slowly turned back to the game too. She's really fucking good at this. Anyway, speaking of my papa, I'm actually rather surprised my parents got together. Why's that? That seemed like a weird conversation starter, but I can't say I wasn't curious. Well, let's just say that my mother was the total opposite. Was she? My mother was super professional. Her and Yuri would have gotten along. She chuckled. She was professional and my dad would spend his time playing video games. Oh. Interesting. A match made in heaven, as you can tell. I smiled at her joke. They shouldn't have worked together, but they did. They worked together for 30 years. They met in high school and just kinda hit it off. You keep referring to your mother in past tense. Did she... Monica sighed. Shit. Yeah. Mother died a few years ago. Oh, I'm so sorry. Don't be sorry. It's been hard. But me and my papa are doing fine on our own. May I ask how she passed? John, you're overstepping some boundaries. Oh, sure. It was breast cancer. Really. She nodded. Just came out of nowhere, you know. She wasn't strong enough to win the fight. But I don't blame her. She wasn't exactly in her prime anymore. Well, I know you said you didn't want me to be sorry, but I really am sorry for your loss. She kissed my cheek. Thank you. Thank you. She turned back to the game, but only a few seconds later she unpaused. Hey, John? Yeah? Do you think we'll be like that? Together until the very end? I mulled this over. I would hope so. She leaned her head on my shoulder. Me too. I had sat down in my desk chair and was thinking over the events of the day. Today was a pretty good day. Yuri came over, and even if the time spent with her was short, it was nice. Her giving me her poem was a nice gesture. And then I had a lot of fun with Monica, even if we did get pretty serious at one point. But all in all, I had a pretty damn good day. My life is changing, and I believe it's for the better. I stood up from my chair and switched off my light. I pulled off my shirt and fell into bed. It's late. Usually I would be up into the early hours of the next day, but I'm not so sure if I should be doing that sort of thing anymore. Oh my god, for some reason this was very hard to read. Monica probably doesn't stay up that late. What would she think if I did? I shuffled around, getting my body into a more comfortable position. Oh! Speaking of staying up late... Give me a moment. Ah, fuck me. I slowly got out of bed and stood back up. I walked over to the backpack that sat in the corner of my room. I unzipped it and pulled out a book. Portrait of Markov, the title read. Right, he still should have the book. I sat back in bed and turned on my desk lamp. Might as well read a little. Okay, so he hasn't really spent any time with Yuri yet. Or like any extensive time. Catch up with Yuri, huh? I wish we were reading it together though. I always enjoyed when we would first sit side by side and just read. So, okay, so they did read, and I guess maybe it was like a mixture of everything that he like spent time with them. Maybe he had like every day someone else. That probably can't happen anymore though. In her words, I'm quoting Monica now. I guess getting with somebody has its drawbacks. I mean, you can still spend time with your friends while dating. I have dating friends and sometimes we sit like next to each other and read shit together. The only time it gets awkward is when we were like playing a game and there was like a sex scene and we were like 8 people in the room and it was really, really awkward because none of us knew it would happen. You're less lonely by technicality, but I'm more lonely because you can't be a bachelor anymore. You can still have friends, at least if your partner is a good partner. I guess that's a good thing though. Nobody wants to be a bachelor forever. So it's nice. Just depends on how you look at it. I'm tired. But this book sure is interesting. After a few minutes of reading, I had slowly set down the book. I don't like this feeling. This feeling of a dread, yet an overarching feeling of happiness. I feel like while I've accomplished something, yet also taken a step back. Something along those lines. Something bad has been prevented, but something worse has only just begun.